The Elly Doyle Park Service Award was established in honor of Elly Mae Doyle's many years of service and accomplishments as a member and chairman of the Park Authority Board. The county's park system expanded and thrived during her tenure with the addition of significant open space, construction of new recreational facilities, and a commitment to preservation of natural and cultural resources in Fairfax County.
So my name is Jennifer Grinnell, and I'm a founder and the president of Eleanor C. Lawrence Park Friends Group, along with my friends and neighbors Amy Swindell, Ellen McGlone, and Chris McGlone. We founded it in 2019, right before the pandemic, and mainly we were really started to support the SULLY Woodlands Stewardship Education Center. We ended up doing a lot of fundraising, probably raised a little more than $13,000 to date, but we're still working on it. So when we were asked to help support the SULLY Woodlands Stewardship Education Center, I just happened to be a brand developer, so of course I had to brand everything. So we branded the Park Friends Group. We do fundraising, we have t-shirts, we did a logo, and we actually were working on the SULLY Woodlands Stewardship Education Center brand development as well. Well, when the pandemic hit, we thought, now what can we do? So we did a couple of different things. One, Parkymon, which focused on Pokemon community days, and we thought there's already a captive audience in the park. How do we get them to come and learn more about ECLP? So Parkymon was a lot of fun. We engaged our college volunteers and just thought, this is every age, right? These are young people, young adults even. They're already wandering around the park trying to catch Pokemon. So we created Parkymon characters. We put them up. It was low tech, but great designs. They all had meaning for the park, and it was a lot of fun. And we'll do it again for sure. It raised a lot of awareness. So we've had, in the absence of having, again, a lot of in-person events, we did a little more fundraising. So we started the Red Wagon portable sandbox program, where you can actually rent a little red wagon and take your kids and they can play with farm animals or learn about nature. So we had to do fundraising for that. We've secured several grants. The most rewarding part about this award certainly is to bring a focus to our park and the people who work so hard to maintain it and have the programs. That's very rewarding, because I think supporting the woodlands is huge, because that is going to be here for generations. So everyone that is contributing to that, that's a legacy. Well, I would say we are honored as a Friends group to receive this. Again, I believe to highlight our park in general and everything it's given us, especially in the last year. People are out in the parks all the time, maybe people who weren't visiting before, and now they are, right? It saved people's lives, I think. The park is not only your lungs, it's the heart and soul of a community.
I'm Marlow, and I serve as the Vice President and Board Member for the Friends of Frying Pan Farm Park Board here at Frying Pan Farm Park. And I've been involved with the board over 30 years, and serving on the board, we can advocate for this, for the park, and be, we truly are friends of the park, and I believe in the park so wholeheartedly. It's just a great place. You love coming out here, seeing all the families, seeing the kids. It's a great place for kids to learn. Well, I realized over the years that we had a need for updated facilities. There was a lot of interest in the animals and the equestrian part that goes on here at the park. There are a lot of horse shows and clinics and educational programs. And previous to the building that we're in now, the horse barn, there really weren't enough nice stalls. I mean, we really needed better facilities. And also the indoor arena was built prior to this facility, this barn being built, because there was a need for a facility to hold a lot of these activities that could be held even in inclement weather, so we needed an indoor arena. There is a green barn that's next to the country store and the schoolhouse, and we named that the 4-H building back in the day when I was still working for Extension, but I was on the board. And that was an accomplishment that I was very happy about, that they named it the 4-H building. And it's used for many things. I think one of the things that I really enjoy about serving on the Friends Board is the people. The people not only who are my cohorts who serve on the board. I've learned a lot from these volunteers myself, but it's a really dedicated and knowledgeable group, and I have really hold in high esteem the staff here at the park too. I mean, they do a wonderful job. They work so hard. Well, I am extremely humbled to be nominated and to be receiving the Elly Doyle Special Recognition Award this year. I know that it's a special award, and I'm really flattered that I was nominated to receive this, and I am really appreciative.
We love to be outside. We love plants and flowers and working with them. Specifically what we do is it's all manual type work. We're down on our hands and knees a lot, pulling up weeds. So basically it's just worker bee type activities. What we were doing today is everything is grown. We have done all of this 3 weeks ago, and now bushes have all grown a foot or so, so I was trimming the bushes to get them back down to their size we want them, and I edged along the mulched area to get a definite line there. Then of course we raked everything up. The ladies, they were trimming around underneath, pulling up all the weeds. And then we went over here to this bocce court over here, which you would think it was for playing, but for the most part it grows weeds over there. So every 3 weeks we have to come in and pull all the weeds back up out of it and make it look like a court again. So they have to grab the weeds by their one hand, and then pry them up with this little tool, and then put them in a trash bag, and then we haul them away. And then I come along with a screen and re-drag the area to smooth it out. As I say, I enjoy working with my hands and trying to clean up stuff so that other people can enjoy what's here. So that's why I do it. Rewarding part of this would be, for me, is one, that I get to work with my hands, be outdoors, because that's what I've done all my life, and the fact that I make the place look nice, and that people come and they see it and they respond to what I've done and thank me for that. So I've worked outdoors all my life, so I wanted to do something with my free time, so I didn't even know they did this sort of thing. I'm just happy to be here and to be allowed to do some work around here, but it's nice to be, by your peers, to be told that you're holding up your end of the bargain, and they appreciate you being here, so I'm happy about that.
I'm Marion Scaffidi, and I'm a board member on the Frying Pan Park. I've been serving here for probably over 40-some years, with a total of service with the extension and the park plus 60 years. The main job this last few years has been writing personal thank you notes to people that are so generously donating to the park for the animals and for the park itself. Well, I feel honored because I feel as if I've made so many connections with so many people through my writing of thank you notes, because it builds up a relationship practically with the donor and us at the park, and they now know that we appreciate their donation, and they can see when they come to the park of the improvements that are done, that the animals are taken care of. And it's just great to see the families come in and their eyes just light up, and it's so rewarding to see, you know, the children and then the families, just the connection from the farm, from us volunteers to the families. It's very rewarding to see the cooperation and all. The reason I think a personal note means so much, it puts you feel more connection with the farm and and us with the people that are donating. And I think it's a great way to send a note that people will accept it, show it on to their friends or something at time. I'll mention, oh, I got a thank you note from the park for my donation. And that sort of embeds into the family. And I'm trying to be a salesman so we can keep on going from generation to generation for support for the farm here. And I like the connection with my greatest thing is I like writing the notes, but it gives me a feeling that I have more connection with the people that are enjoying this farm and with their families, and what the Friends of Frying Pan Park, the support that we're receiving from the members of Frying Pan Park.
I'm Alan Young. I'm a site leader here at Arrowhead Park, and I'm the person who gathers volunteers and helps remove invasive plants. What I do first is decide on a work day, and typically I choose a weekend day, either Saturday or Sunday, around 9 to 11 o'clock in the morning so that most people can come. Most of the people who volunteer happen to be high school kids. Well, for the high school kids who've never actually pulled an invasive plant, I would usually take a cutting of an invasive plant to show them. I go over the invasive plants that we'll be removing and show them how to use the tools. And then we go about through the park and find the invasive plants, cut them down, and bag them. At the end of the day, we take all the bags and put them into a single location or two locations, depending on how far they have to travel. And then we'll notify the county to pick these bags up. For the plants, we have 4 main invasive species that we have to control. One is the autumn olive, one is the Japanese honeysuckle, one is the Japanese stiltgrass, and one is the multiflora rose. And each one has a unique tool that is best used. For the stiltgrass, all you need is your hands. They're very light-rooted, so you can just pull them out with your hands. With the honeysuckle, it wraps around plants, so sometimes you'll just need a hand tool to cut them off and make it easier to unwrap in a bag. With the multiflora rose, since it has thorns, it's best to also have someone work as a partner with a rake to hold the plants down as you cut them. The most rewarding part is educating the public so they know what is an invasive plant and how to deal with it if they encounter it. And then when they walk up and down the path here at Arrowhead Park, they can enjoy the native species and not be distracted by the invasive plants. Which is interesting also in another way. If you don't know what's an invasive plant, if you look at the plants, they say, oh, these are all nice and green, so that must be nice. But it's not so nice for the native population of animals who live here, who depend on the native species for food and shelter. I didn't even know this ward existed until this happened. My feeling is the county probably looked at my service over 8 years and counted the number of bags and think that that was something worth rewarding. And for that, I'm quite honored.